Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. It's your boy Town Biz. All right, man. So check this out. All right, man. So today is Memorial's Day, and perfect time to do this video because we are a week removed from Devin Haney versus Vasil Lomachenko, in which Devin Haney basically scored a controversial, not to me, unanimous decision victory over Vasil Lomachenko. And once again, what you really saw over the past week, based off the fact that you had people calling this a robbery and it wasn't even remotely close to a robbery, is more towards anger and basically people showing who they really are, and the vitriol and the hatred and the dislike, disdain, and just flat out racism that they have towards black fighters and black people as a whole. And for people to say that this ain't about race, don't you dare bring your ass on here and say it ain't about race, because Paulie Malignaggi proved it was about race by him making a reference to, oh, people just happy because the white guy lost. And then Paulie has the audacity to tell other people, well, try to tell people in particularly like me, not to talk about race. Anybody that brings up race is a beta male. But I always knew Paulie was a bitch. So that's why they removed him from Showtime. So now he can sit up and do his own YouTube channel and collaborate with other people with his spaghetti and ravioli eating ass. But nevertheless, I'm just really thinking about, like I said, how fake people is. It's funny. Colin Kaepernick pretty much got ostracized and you know what I'm saying, whiteballed out the NFL because he took a knee, because he was fighting against the injustice and the unfairness and the mistreatment of black people. I don't say black and brown, black people. If you want to say black and brown, that's, you do that on your channel, but black people in America. And then of course people tried to disregard, saying there's no such thing as racism in America and all this stuff, and we're all one. That couldn't be the furthest from the truth. One thing about boxing, I give boxing credit because it always reveals the racial dynamic in most cases when it pertains to certain boxing matches. And you saw it last week with Devin Haney versus Vasil Lomachenko. Here you have Devin Haney, American born in San Francisco, California, moved to Oakland with Bill, his father, and then relocated to Las Vegas for basically a more productive life. And he became a professional boxer, and he went on to become one of the youngest undisputed champions. And he is the first Bay Area born undisputed champion. So Devin made a lot of history, and the Bay Area is proud of Devin Haney. But then you just seen this past week a primary, pretty much predominantly anti-Devin Haney crowd came in there to see him lose to a non-American white Caucasian fighter. Once again, you could say that, well, it isn't about race. You guys are busted once again. They were rooting for Devin Haney to lose. And you saw this again in the past. You saw this before, You saw this in particularly with Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. Same thing, where you had people that were born in the States pretty much rooting for Sergey Kovalev. Even though Andre Ward's father was white, they felt that Andre Ward was too black for their taste, and they were rooting for Sergey Kovalev. And then before that, one of the biggest fights in history, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, you had mostly people rooting for Manny Pacquiao. Now, before you come on here and try to come up with these excuses and trying to come up with reasons why, oh, they were rooting for Manny Pacquiao other than Floyd, and the same thing with Devin Haney. Just stop it. I'm gonna cut you off. I'm about to already body you before you even put something in the comment section. Don't even try. Oh, it's because Floyd did this or Devin said this or you know. Okay, well, what about Andre Ward? Once again, you had Floyd represent the United States in the Olympics, who ended up winning a bronze medal, if I'm not mistaken, in which he got robbed. He should have won a gold medal. And then you had Andre Ward, who went to the Olympics and won a gold medal representing the United States. Devin Haney, he turned pro at 17. Now, like I said, people, this is how people try to counter. They try to come with these fake excuses and these fake talking points. Well, you know, Floyd, you know, we don't like what Floyd did in regard to his baby mama and he got arrested. Well, Manny Pacquiao got arrested. So for you people that's going to try to play the moral stance, nice try. Manny Pacquiao was accused of extramarital affairs. Since you guys want to play that wholesome card, he was accused of extramarital affairs, which he admitted to, and fathering children out of wedlock. Like I said, he was arrested in the Philippines. He had issues with paying his taxes and all that kind of stuff. And then there were other questionable issues about Manny Pacquiao. So Manny Pacquiao wasn't that much better than Floyd Mayweather. So nice try. And then you had Andre Ward, who basically conducted himself as a class act throughout his boxing career. Andre Ward never had one incident outside of boxing. Married with children. Stayed out of trouble. Ultimate professional inside the ring, outside of the ring. But yet, Sergey Kovalov, who's had multiple incidents, who basically did the same thing that Floyd Mayweather was accused of doing, beating up a woman and beating up her dog. But nobody was outraged by what Sergey Kovalov did. Then he said some suspect stuff, made racial innuendos towards Andre Ward and Adonis Stevenson. But the funny thing was he had a black trainer. Hilarious. For the most part. But Andre Ward didn't do absolutely nothing, but people were still rooting for Sergey Kovalov over Andre Ward. But then these are the same people. Okay, if you're going to root for Sergey Kovalov because he's white, okay, cool. But then don't come on here and try to tell us black people we can't root for fighters because they black. I told you I ain't like these other cornballs on here. I told you I'm always been my own man and I always will be my own man. I'm going to say this again. I don't have no boss. I don't answer to nobody. Excuses. I'm cutting y'all off at the path before you try that. Devin Haney, for the most part. Devin Haney hasn't had any incidents outside of boxing. Devin Haney hasn't done pretty much anything except pretty much be the ultimate professional inside the ring and outside of the ring. Now, I do think because he's a practicing Muslim, I think that got a lot to do with the criticism and the hatred he received. Now, before you come on here and say, well, you know, he said he would never lose to a white boy when he brought up the issue about fighting Lomachenko, and he apologized right away, which he shouldn't apologize, because it's funny, you heard people saying, well, Abel Sanchez, he don't have to apologize what he said about black fighters. They were saying he didn't have to apologize, but these were the same people that were demanding that Devin Haney apologize, but wasn't demanding that Sergey Kovalov apologize. Now, Mikey Garcia, I'm cool with Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia apologized for his Donkey Kong comments in regards to Adrian Broder. Everybody moved on from it. Now, his brother, Robert Garcia, be saying suspect stuff. He didn't say suspect stuff about black fighters. But you don't hear people saying, hey, Robert, don't make this about race. You don't see people checking him telling him he shouldn't say stuff like that. But then there's always people that like to come on here and tell us black people and try to police our channels. But one thing I can tell you about me, you ain't gonna police my channel. You don't like what I have to say, you could just stay the fuck off my channel. And don't bring your ass on here. I don't need you. I don't need your subscription. I don't need none of that stuff or your view. I am who I am. If you can't accept how I present myself and what I talk about on my videos, then once again, nobody's forced you to be here. But like I said, you see the double standard? You see the double standard? Nobody ever demands that they apologize, these non-blacks, when they say something in regards to black people or black fighters. But then if we say something, then everybody start crying. Nobody has condemned Paulie Malignaggi for his comments about, oh, people just wanted to see the white guy lose. I didn't hear nobody making videos about, hey, Paulie, don't make this about race. You had people co-signing that stuff. And like I said, from this day forward, hey, it is what it is. Don't tell me what to say on my channel. You guys are busted. You guys are fake. And you guys can go to hell with gasoline drawers on. That's just real talk. And then once again, people want to talk about how people conduct themselves. Like I said, I sat up there and watched Lomachenko and Alexander Vucelic celebrate, jumping up and down, cutting somebody's face off cutting somebody's button off a championship belt, while he's sitting up being carried out in a stretcher in a coma. And nobody called Lomachenko out for that. And then you had people say, hey, well, maybe he didn't see it. And it's a TV screen right in their locker room where they basically could see what's going on inside the arena. And then, like I said, I confronted Alexander Vucelic about it, whatever his name is. And he apologized for it. Moved up. He said, hey, you know what? I apologize. He did apologize. And he said, I never meant to disrespect Adonis Stevenson. I was caught up in the moment and I apologize. And he basically said, no way I would celebrate somebody being hurt. But Lomachenko likes to play that game like his English isn't all that good. But like I said before, you saw people wanting and hoping that Lomachenko won that fight. And a lot of them were born in the States. So like I said before, don't come on here ever in your life telling me don't talk about race on my channel. Don't tell me not to make something about race. Like I said, I don't take orders from y'all neither. You guys are cold busted. You guys showed who you really are. And you showed what you really all about. And that's just the bottom line. Just keep it a buck. Just keep it a buck. You were rooting against Devin Haney because he was black. And it just goes to show you how disrespected and how people have this disdain for black people and black fighters. Just keep it a buck. Just keep it a buck. So like I said before, I don't want to hear this stuff about patriotism and none of that stuff. I don't want to hear that stuff. You want to tell us to exercise it, but then you don't do it. Like I said before, if you want to root for a white fighter because he white, it's all good. If you want to root for a fighter because he Asian like you and you born in the States, it's all good. If you want to root for a Hispanic fighter, it's all good. But just don't tell black people we can't root for a black fighter because you gonna get checked. Until you niggas that's on here cooning it up, talking that it ain't about color shit, y'all part of the problem. Y'all a bunch of bitches and cowards that probably pee sitting down like a bitch. Real talk. Anyway, busted. Ethered. This is another moment of dropping the mic on cornballs. It's your boy Town Biz. I'm out.